Welcome to the Crazy Engineer. This is how to use Notepad. I'm going to check if the microphone is on. Yes. Here comes sound. So how to use notepad.exe. 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 To start with, if you are going to use the normal notepad.exe, you need to have something called Wine installed. This is a fresh install of Fedora Linux. Fedora Linux, I've only done some minor changes and tweaks and installed some games. But this system comes with Wine core installed beforehand. So how you should use this to run Notepad first. Wine core comes with basic Wine functionality. Wine is the libraries that let you run Wine exe, Wine and Windows exe programs. Wine core comes only with basic functionality, and all the different programs and apps won't run. It's missing high DPI and many other functions. But it will run Notepad. So the normal way to start is using the program starter, usually by pressing Alt F2, Alt plus F2, and you could write Wine or Wine 64 and Notepad. Enter, and there it comes. So like I said, it comes without any optimization for high HDPI and screen resolution. There is no anti-aliasing or fancy fonts on this. Quite simple, you don't have to do anything. Program starter, Wine, Notepad. It also comes with WordPad. If you want rich text formatting. Spara ändringar i dokument? Nej. WordPad only handles RTF documents. But is the easiest program for editing rich text. We will look at other alternatives later. I have done a search on the computer on how these are located. You find 3 duplicates of notepad.exe here, one in the hidden Wine folder in your user directory, and one other under Windows/System32, and there is one under the system/usr/lib64/wine. So I guess this is compiled for 64-bit already, and you see 453 kilobytes, 453 kilobytes, 453 kilobytes. So these are 3 duplicates. On different systems you will find the wine libraries under different directories and different systems. Here you see the wine core that comes pre-installed here. Some things come pre-installed under Fedora distribution, Linux distribution. Among them wine core 4.14. Under other systems you have, I don't think, I didn't find it here. You have Wine 1.6, Wine 3, and even development version. As you can see here, it takes about 450 megabytes only for the basic functionality. I've opened some of the folders where the notepad were located. Here, what if you would copy it over to your desktop and just have it here? It won't open. So what you need to do is open with another program, and then use one function here, wine64, and använd som standard as standard, and open. Yes, here it comes. So we have notepad.exe. This is the USR lib64/wine, and you have notepad here, and other DLLs and WordPad here. Even CMD. So if you are one of those who like to run notepad from CMD, you could wine CMD, open CMD inside of the Linux console, and directly run notepad. Why there are duplicates, don't ask me. There are the hidden folder /wine here. There is a drive C which works as a emulated C drive for the wine system for the runtimes to work. Now let's demonstrate. If I use this good old I click one drive C, and here it comes as it views as a single drive. And here pre-opened is the lib64 wine folder also for you to use. Oh there. And I believe this is CD-ROM, and set here opens a view of the entire file system on your computer. But it says it's wrong. It says NTFS, so it has something to do with wine libraries and how this shouldn't mess up your system. There are no special drivers or extra dongle installed for now, and I don't have internet access. I think I basically showed you how to do it. notepad.exe on a desktop. But you could use a program starter. Right click on the desktop and create a program starter. Everything's in Swedish here. And under command 164 notepad, and it says ingen icon, so click the button and choose the notepad icon. There are different implementations of Wine under the different systems, and how it is integrated varies. Now, and you have to mark this program as executable the first time you run it. Now it does work. Now Fedora XFCE Additional comes pre-installed with mousepad, which you see here. The fonts are okay, and there are extra functions. If I want to show number here, it comes up LOL. But there are reasons why you would like to use mousepad over notepad.exe. Yes, for example, toolbar. This is handy. So if you're using to just write text files and have the easy buttons here. I check. There is also one called LeafPad and many others. You could use a console and the old CLI program Nano, which opens you. Yeah, makes sense of it. Let's see what's under Office programs. Office programs, Abbey Word comes with its XFCE edition, or LibreOffice would be installed by default, or on other distributions of Linux. Here you have rich text formatting, and you can save. I guess you could save it in open Office document, yes, which I'm not gonna do now. Now, not so much left. Wait, just one moment. Okay, so now we will look into more system critical and development-ish solutions for using Notepad. Every system should have Notepad installed. I've got an old book here with some entries. I don't trust the dating on this book, but note is indeed an old word, and I reckon Notepad is too. Note from Latin, nota. A mark or notare, to mark. Yes, basically the same meaning. Well, Notepad. Now I managed to install a VirtualBox, a virtual machine, a program on my computer. Here, VirtualBox, which we will use for this. If you haven't seen this, it's the updated GUI. So new, and there is a small project aiming to replace Windows on computers. NB, they need founding. Here, let's get to it. Type, machine type, other unknown 64-bit. Next, I started porting to 64 bits. Here I will have 2048 megabytes RAM. Next, create virtual hard drive. Yes. 8 gigabytes. No stress on this system. And here, don't mind the extra files. Open, start. Then I choose English, United Kingdom. Continue. Accept these device settings. And format as FAT. No, it doesn't format anything. Continue. Choose path for the system. The default install bootloader. The computer will restart. Enter to reboot your computer. Your virtual computer. On first start, verifying the C file system. Setup wizard. and the virtual machine program asked me to capture the pointer. Capture. Next, some advertisement for this progress used in. Next, I don't want to customize these settings. Next, name, station, next, I will let this stand. Next, modern, classic theme. Next, typical settings. Next, no, this computer will be part of a workgroup. Workgroup domain name. Next, there is the CD, remove it. So there is a virtual CD. Click myself out of the virtual machine by using the right control button on the keyboard. Devices, optical devices. Uncheck the ISO here. Finish. We are good to restart. Opening this little OS, install drivers automatically. Do not show this message again. Thanks. Next, install drivers. Now start programs, notepad, and here we got the normal notepad. With no problems showing up in this. Are you using back to a host OS? This one, this will, if you install a full version of Fine, then this program will disappear. And it will run a variety of software. Yes, I mean modern, just basic functionality, which often is more than enough for running many things. Do as you want to. Now, notepad here. And for a demonstration, I'm going to computer local disk C. This was the name for system folder, and system 32, and scroll low down to N. N notepad, here it is. Yes, that was the program. About notepad. The notepad version 0.4.11, copyright 1998 to 2018, React OS team. As it stands. Okay. Well, these are things. Is both later occasions. Properties, no. Let's look into the properties. Yes, you know, right click, properties. Here's a good thing about this project is it works. It works. 281 kilobytes. That's up against 453. Well, I'm uncertain. File system, so I get everything. 453 kilobytes for a 64-bit compiled notepad of the wine project using under system. Perhaps we shall also look into, or maybe not, the process how to compile notepad from source using a compiler to make an executable application. I guess this is a 32-bit version of Notepad. Just here. Yes, we will look at other Notepad replacements later. Just one. Alt plus F2 to get program starter running and get it. It is the new text editor for from the GNOME project, and it uses tabs accessible from here. Here we can open a document dialog, and yes, and fully yes, 100%. I would say CSI, CST, CSI is probably CSI support, also CST support, and in the main menu here. As the old Gedit has some forks. The mate version, or Mati, some say Mati, the mate version, and other versions. And Notepad you can use Vim and We, and as programs you could use. Oh, what is this? Preposterous. This is so preposterous I cannot even start. Open look. It's not able. It is included in Debian and Ubuntu. The different systems which we also need to look into. And just no quick note before we continue. I will show you this screensaver. If I go back to the virtual machine, and in the system32 folder, it was worth mentioning. Yes, we will look further into other notepad and versions of writing programs later. You need a notepad. There must be a notepad on every computer system. Let me show you next solution. This is one way you could use a virtual machine, VirtualBox in this case. In this case, for running notepad.exe. So I have pre-configured a VirtualBox with React OS. Now just loading the system. Taking time to load the system. Okay, so this is in Guru meditation now, which means I don't get to show you how to open Notepad there, but the fonts are working in this version. And well, basically you open a menu at OS Start and just accessories and Notepad.